loves, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the weekly healing circle. We are going to be here for an hour pulling cards and all the things. I hope that you guys have been having a wonderful day. I've been doing readings all day. The reason why I'm late because I was filming a video for you guys. So you guys will get that after this live though, because I have to post it for you guys. I hope all of you guys are having a really, really good day though, because I know it's been a little bit crazy. Anyway, welcome to Aquarius season. How is everybody feeling? How is everybody feeling? We're gonna use the after tarot today. We're gonna use the after tarot today because we all know that Taurus is also connected to the future. Aquarius. Can you tell that the video that I just made was about Taurus? Because it most definitely was. Let me just whip out the oracle cards that I know I'm going to be using today. So let me just put that right here. Okay. I made a mess, but anyway. Talking about Aquarius. I haven't used his deck in I don't remember when was the last time I used this deck, but can we just, I just took it out. I just took it out of the box. Y'all saw me take it out of the box. And here we are. Here we are. Already with the Aquarius energy. Already with the Aquarius energy. Look at that. Are we surprised? We are not surprised. Hi, Missy. How are you? Thank you very much. Hi. How is everybody? For those who are going to be like, where is she looking? So I have TikTok right here. And then I have YouTube right there. So just so y'all know where I'm looking at. And then YouTube is also technically right here. Because the computer's here. And I just have it. StreamYard is funny. Let's just say that. Let's just say StreamYard is funny. StreamYard is funny. So, we're in a new season. There is that shift between Capricorn season, okay, and Aquarius season that happens that feels a little bit more seamless than some of the other transitions, just because there's two Saturn seasons that go right behind each other. So it feels a lot different. It feels definitely a lot different. It feels a little bit more fluid just because we sister signs. But there are definitely differences. I've been thinking about making a video on the differences between Aquarius and Capricorn energies, like understanding the differences. Because there's one specific song that literally perfectly explains the difference between Aquarius and Capricorn energies to the T, even to the fixed energy field. And it was written by a Capricorn. I don't want to give too much away, but that's the Saturn energy for y'all. Do you rather do readings in person or virtual? I don't like either. My Venus is in Aquarius, so I can connect with people. I mean, Aquarius rules technology, but it also rules society and the collective and people coming together. So I personally don't mind. Either way, it works. Either way. Either way, yeah. I personally do not mind. But the cool thing about doing things digitally is that I am very aware of how I do, when I do my things digitally, I want it to be accessible to people outside of the time that they could, that they could have accessed it. So let's say whoever is not here for this live, this is why I always have it on YouTube, this live, even though it's on TikTok. TikTok doesn't save lives, but this is why I always have it on YouTube, because there's going to be people that are working right now that you know, may have wanted to be here and receive the messages, but can't be. So I have that additional like step of, okay, let me make sure this is pre-recorded, like for them later, like this already hits, we're live, but it hits the, you know, they can see it later. So I'm very aware of like that, and that can't really happen in person. You know, like I can't, you know, film the readings in person, and you know, that's a lot different. So yeah, I do like that perk of the digital aspect. You can like revisit the messages, come back to them during the week, do whatever you need to do. But yeah, that makes it a lot different. Yeah, I hope that answered that question. Anyway, collectively. By the way, the video that I just filmed was on Jupiter going into Taurus this year. So stay tuned for, you know, for that video. Stay tuned for that video. It will be on my YouTube. For those who are following me on TikTok but are not following me on YouTube yet, what are you doing? The link is in my bio. Go do that. Because they get the majority of my content anyway, and they get a longer amount of content, and it focuses more on spiritual education. So yeah, make sure you're subscribed to me on YouTube. So that way you get that additional content. Now, collectively, y'all, these cards, collect. Oh my God. Y'all really want, like, this week? My God. Okay. This week, y'all really want the Uranus smoke. Y'all really, let us discuss. We're going into a new season. So we're in Aquarius season. The shift, that shift happened. There's more of that air mental energy. There's more of that focus on the collective energies, our own individuality. Some people may be feeling detached. Some people may be feeling like needing to reach out or wanting to connect, or there's a pullback there. But there's one thing that is very clear here. Coming out of Capricorn season into Aquarius season, we have this Ace of Pentacles, okay? Ace of Pentacles. The Two of Wands, okay? The Two of Wands in reverse. The Queen of Pentacles in reverse. So some of you did not actually ground yourselves through Capricorn season. No. Some of you did not. Then we have the Eight of Swords in reverse. Okay. And then we have the Five of Wands. Some of y'all are asking for the chaos. That's what this reading is giving. Some of y'all also have not been making the moves that you needed to make, have not been actively been as decisive as you could be. Okay. There is this lack of intention, hilariously. There's a lack of intention here. There's a lack of intention. There needs to be more of an intention, especially for the year ahead, which is going to cover so much on this Pentacles energy, on the Earth energy, on this grounding energy, on finances. Once Jupiter moves into Taurus, this is going to be put into the forefront. And so there is a lack of grounding. There's a lack of decisiveness that needs to be dealt with. Like, y'all need to get it. Y'all really needed to sort yourselves out in Capricorn season. Did not. And it's kind of like, it's like some of y'all really want to get rocked by the energies, because this Eight of Swords in reverse, some of you don't want to let go. Some of you like are almost in this comfortability with feeling stuck. And until, like, I feel like some of you navigate this energy of, until there is chaos, something needs to happen for you to, like, be like, okay, I'm gonna get it together. Okay, all right, like, some of you need to get your shit rocked before you're gonna make the shift, make the change that needs to be made. The change needs to happen. It needs to happen, but because Aquarius energy, because it's also co-ruled by Uranus, and because you have that chaos energy coming from Uranus, because Uranus is the planet of evolution, revolution, chaos, unexpected change. Like, planetary wise, if you're not preparing yourself for, the year ahead, you're going to set yourself up for failure, and you're going to make it so you're basically getting rocked by the transits instead of working with the transits. There are choices that are being made here that are not productive nor conductive to your own grounding, to your own elevation, to your own, there's choices that are being made here that are not okay, that are not. Bottom of the deck, the Four of Wands. Okay. The Ace of Swords. That decisiveness that I'm talking about. The Five of Swords. King of Cups. And the Hierophant. This is that Taurus energy that I'm talking about, because Hierophant is Taurus in tarot. This year is the theme of the year will be very, very much so that Jupiter in Taurus transit that's about to happen. That's going to be when you feel the year shift and focus on a whole different, okay? And for those who are going to want that breakdown, wait till I post the Jupiter and Taurus video, because I just filmed it. So it's going to go up tonight. So just make sure that you're subscribed on YouTube. But there is this, it's like you emotionally want to be where you want to be, but you're not putting in the work. The decisiveness is not fully there. The decisiveness is not fully there. It needs to be there, but it's not there. It's not fully there. And because Taurus energy is very much about commitment, because Taurus energy is very much about the things that we value, the things that we ground ourselves in, the things that we make a part of us in our lives, there is a lack of grounding. And there is an indecisiveness. There's a feeling, there's a wanting it, but there isn't an effort. And that's going to create this. That is going to create the chaos. The chaos that's going to happen. But you know what? Do we expect anything less from Aquarius season? I think not. At this point, if Aquarius season is not a little bit chaotic, then what are we doing? For some of you, Valentine's Day is definitely going to be triggering, especially if you are someone that wants to get married. It's going to be triggering if you have been making no effort or literally blocking yourself out from any and every opportunity. It's going to be a little triggering. And you're going to be questioning yourself a little bit. I'm just saying. It's going to be a little triggering. It's going to feel like you're not on track. Or like you're wasting time. Which is very much on that Saturn vibe. You've done wasting time. You've done wasting time. What do we need to know collectively? What do we need to know? Okay. So the first card that came out was the energy is gaining momentum. Because it really is. The energy is gaining momentum. It's as we start headed, like we're on the last leg of the astrological year, like Aquarius and Pisces. Like Aquarius really focuses in on your own individuality, the things that you want to evolve within yourself before, you know, you go full blown like Aries energy, and it turns us into like, okay, we're feeling a lot more passionate about what we want to do. Aquarius is when you revisit your own individuality and the things that you really want to change, and focus on evolving that before you get there. Pisces season is going to make you like calm down and reflect. It's going to throw you into reflection mode. It's going to throw you into daydreaming mode. It's going to throw you into envisioning the things that you want. It's really going to throw you, right? But Aquarius season is where you got to slow down and really think about your individuality, the things that you need, what you're lacking, how you want to evolve yourself. This is a great time to actively like reinvent yourself as well. If you wanted to, you know, change your haircut, if you wanted to get a new wardrobe, if you wanted to literally completely change your style, this is when you're going to see that trigger happening. This is when you're going to see that trigger happening, because Aquarius is very much focused on your individuality, and it mirrors that Leo energy because they're opposite signs. So we're getting confidence is your key to success. And who is surprised? Who is surprised? The energy is gaining momentum. We will be heading into fire. We just have to go through the minds, and we have to go through the emotions first before we get to Aries season. We have to go through air here, and we have to go through the last of the water here. We have to finish reflecting, okay? And so when we put ourselves in a position where we're just like avoiding the work that needs to be done, we get in that limbo. You end up using Aquarius season in a really toxic way, because then you're detaching from the stuff that you actually need to address. And then Pisces season comes, and then you're like lost in the dream world, completely lost in the dream world, asking, oh, why? How can I? What? Like, oh my God, what? No. We're gonna pull a shadow work card for this week, because I think you guys actively need it. I really, really think you guys actively need it. And we know the ancestors don't be playing in that regard. So, yeah. Just the guy who's down bad said, can you work with deities along with your ancestors? Yes. Yes, you can. But generally, they're like separate things that you do separately. But yes. Yes, very much so. Your ancestors and your spirit guides and your angels, and they are very much their own like group of things, but you can actively, absolutely work with, 1000%. There are spell work where you can invoke all of your spirits, all of your ancestors together. There's literally no reason why, I mean, unless you're doing specific ancestral spells, you don't need to bring in, like, it's a common sense thing. Like, there's going to be times where you don't need to bring in, like, certain spirit. Like, if you're doing ancestor work, why are you bringing up other spirits that have nothing to do with it? Like, it's a make it make sense thing. So if you're doing ancestor work, it's ancestor work. But if you are doing a spell that requires your supportive team, your spiritual team to be present, then yeah. I hope that answered the question. I hope that answered the question. Anyway, let us pull a shadow work card collectively from the ancestors for this week, for this upcoming week. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, okay. We're gonna read all four because we're just gonna do that. I think that let us just let the ancestors read us to the fill. Not all of these are not gonna apply to everybody, but they gave me 4 cards, which means 4 cards. By the way, this is one of the only tarot decks that I will read from the book from, and then we will talk about it because of the way that this deck was written, and the purpose of this deck, because this is very much a shadow work deck. Like, that's what it is. That's literally what it is. So we're going to go through and read it, starting with the first one, which is reconcile. Okay? What does it say? It says, love yourself, for only then can you love others. I'm going to need the people who are going to be annoyed during Valentine's Day to, like, listen up. Okay? Shadow element, allowing reconciliation of failed interpersonal relationships to commence out of a need for outside acceptance or outright refusal to be alone in the healing process, when in fact the need is to be more concerned with accepting one's self. There's always comes a time when we are given a chance to break away from unsavory relationships with love interests, friends, family dynamics, but we struggle to cut the cord of dependency. Dependency on what exactly? Could be an obligation to family, unresolved spiritual ties, to past lovers, or just an inability to exist in solitude. Very Aquarius energy. Very detachment energy, right? Okay. In solitude to mend what has harmed us in these interactions. Okay. This card suggests that you struggle with your need to reconcile toxic relationships before healing due to some arbitrary entitlement someone has with inserting themselves into your life, or dependency on that relationship to feel valid, loyal, or the discomfort with disconnecting. It suggests your ability to only recount the good times with someone you're struggling to love from a distance to justify keeping that parasitic connection alive and well, feeding on your spirit and ultimately your growth. Why do you stick around when you know it's not working? This is the deck that one reads occasionally. Okay, it will read you to the filth because this is an ancestral deck. Okay, this is the ancestors who pick the cards. For our collective ancestors of those who need to watch this video, this is what we're talking about today. And like I said, for those who are going to find Valentine's Day triggering, for those who are going to like be kicking and screaming through like February because everybody's doing something that's triggering your own relationship issues and trauma and things that you need to been needed to heal from, that was for you. Anyway, the next one. Let us go to the next one because oh my god, this deck, let me tell you. Okay, the next one is in fire. So let's go to 41. Here we go. The next one is energy. Okay, energy. Do not lose your head because you will lose yourself. Very Aquarius energy. You know what part, like, what energy, like what area Aquarius rules? Your crown. This is why I always explain it as it rules your individuality and how you relate to the collective. It rules that connection to your higher self. Aquarius is a very, very important sign. Listen, okay. Don't lose your head because you will lose yourself. Shadow element. Showing immense passion but refusing to plan ahead or working on the foundation. Fundamentally putting the cart before the horse. The first step in creating a painting is drawing and planning the outlines, the composition, and setting down the base layer. The energy card suggests that you can be rather idealistic and oftentimes harbor a lot of passion for those ideals. However, you jump headfirst into trying to cover all of the bases before deciding what the bases are. This card is a card of irrationality. It is a card that shows that you may pick up unfounded frustrations when your projects, relationships, or the like don't quite pan out the way that they looked in your mind's eye. It is a message to ask you to take time to time out, and plan. Recognize the importance of laying the groundwork to have a stable foundation before you build your utopia on top of it, and to refrain from projecting your own unwavering image of perfection on a work in progress. It is asking you to acknowledge the delays, that delays sometimes happen, that some things look different in the physical than they do in the mental, as well as being realistic that things take time. Very much on that Saturn Aquarian energy. To keep in mind, Aquarius rules the future with Saturn, okay? This can manifest in relationships that aren't what you initially projected and imagined they would be, or failed business ventures that lack a fleshed out business plan. It is asking you to take a moment to be a bit practical and consider all aspects that you can and can't control accordingly. Don't lose your head, because you will lose yourself. Listen, this. We talked about the ungrounding right at the beginning of the reading. Like, we talked about it. You can't say I didn't talk about it, because we talked about it. But okay, anyway, to the next thing. We're gonna start every season from now on with reading a shadow work card, because it just seems like the right thing to do. Okay, the next one is covet. Okay, the one who has nothing wants it all. What did I say? What did I say at the beginning of the reading? What did I say with the bottom of the deck? There's a lot of wanting. There's a lot of wanting. The King of Cups wants a lot of things. It lives from an emotional place. Okay, there's a sense of living from this emotional place, being very mentally romanticizing, right? But then where's the action? There is no action. Okay, the Queen of Pentacles is literally in reverse. Y'all did nothing in Capricorn season. What is y'all didn't put in the work that y'all needed to put. And here we are. There's a lot of wanting. There's a lot of, yes, I want to get married, Abby. Yes, I want, to be in a stable, XYZ and be insert whatever here. But where is it? Where's the action? Anyway, shadow element. Having a stubborn desire to have someone or something that you are keenly aware isn't feeding your spirit, or outright refusing to acknowledge what is fueling your inability to detach from manifesting your desires. Do I need to mention again that Aquarius rules detachment, or no? Okay. You've heard many times from the law of attraction sources that you are the architect of your life, and anything in the world you can have if you detach. And to a degree, this is true. However, sometimes you must consider that your ancestors want something different for you. You've also heard I can't pronounce that word. Adagage. I don't know if that was a typo. Anyway, that when you don't get something better is waiting for you. And at times, that seems impossible to believe. Many times in life, we find that things we want most seem to pass us by. Try as we might to manifest what we perceive or project to be the best for our journey at that moment, this card is a stop signal to signal you that you may be too focused on the wrong thing. This card can be read one or two ways. You are too focused on something inconsequential that your spirit guides, ancestors, and source are asking you to reconsider why you want it. Is it going to help you ascend spiritually, emotionally, physically? Be honest. Or magically? If at any point a tinge of doubt creeps in, stop and reconsider. 2, you're clear about the above, and it is in fact in your best interest. However, the mindset is one of lack, and thus you will not receive it until you acknowledge why you're operating from that vibration. Is it because you're used to living without it, so it comes natural to covet your desires like you'll never see them? Is it impatience? Is it envy? Unpack the reason why, acknowledge it as having served its purpose to show you what you need to fix, and change direction so you get things you desire. Listen, like I said, this deck is not for the faint of heart. This deck is not for the faint of heart. Like, We're gonna go to the next one because listen, this deck is not for the faint of heart. This is not one of those decks that you just whip out every day. Let me do a top. You can get read by the ancestors every day. I'm just saying, this deck is unlike. Anyway, we're gonna go to the next one. And the last card that the ancestors wanted us to have was Nurture. The waters run deep. Nurture. Shadow element. Pouring too much into one cup, slap parentheses, needs of others without having your cup replenished in return. Many people believe that being there for others, even when those very same people aren't there for them, is a positive character trait to show how loyal they are. It is not. It is a flaw. There is no nobility in neglecting your own emotional needs for the sake of those around you just to be seen as selflessly ride or die. In fact, it really only makes the problem worse. Interpersonal relationships only operate on the parameters of how you and the other party want them to operate. If you have boundaries, one of three things may happen. 1, some may leave. Let them. Anyone who has issues with you maintaining self-preservation is telling on themselves for more reasons than one. 2, some will stick around and complain. This may be illustrated by challenging your loyalty to that party. 3, some will adjust and respect you for it and act accordingly. With this card, your guys are suggesting that you're letting your needs fall by the wayside, giving so much of yourself to others to be seen as a good friend, good partner, good family member, and are feeling like an afterthought or alternatively like no thought at all in return. This could be because you're either avoiding your own problems because helping others gives you a sense of purpose and makes you feel as though on the periphery, yours aren't as pressing or dire. Or your long-term neglect of yourself has convinced you that your needs are inconsequential or flat out unimportant. It's Aquarius season, y'all. There's a reason why Aquarius rules detachment. Okay? There's also a reason why Valentine's Day falls under Aquarius season, but that's another conversation for another day. Anyway, that was all the shadow work messages from the ancestors. That's what they wanted me to yell at you about. Because that's the cards that they gave me. Do with that what you need to do with that. Okay? But we talked about all of this at the beginning of everything. Do what you want to do with that. But Aquarius season is going to trigger changes in a way where things need to be done differently. To recap, Aquarius rules society, friends, social media, technology. All of the things that Saturn rules, all of the things that Uranus rules. So that chaos, that unexpected change, your individuality in relation to the collective. Okay? So when we're looking about how to navigate Aquarius energy, you need to look at how you, as an individual person, are relating to other people. And if you need to take a pause and detach, because that's also one of the things that Aquarius rules, is detachment. Rules the future as well. It is very telling how you focusing on your own individuality, how you taking a moment to upgrade yourself, to check in with yourself, to make sure that you know leads you into the future, which is part of what Aquarius rules in connection to that, both Uranus and Saturn's energy, because Saturn rules time, but Uranus is a very futuristic planet. While Capricorn and Aquarius are both ruled by Saturn, Capricorn is a very in the moment sign. Okay, we rule the in the present grounding as well as the grounding that we're striving for. But Aquarius is always the future, the things that is to come within that journey after the fact. While we have that grounding that we have achieved through Capricorn, how the future looks, how we address, how we revisit. Okay, what needs to be changed? There's a reason why Capricorn rules the government, and Aquarius rules society. Okay, there's a reason why. Because Capricorn builds the foundation, and Aquarius rules and rebuilds foundation. It upgrades the foundation. It says, you know what, we need to paint the house, or we need to do this a little bit different, or you know what, society will benefit from this if we do this way now, as we evolve. Okay. It requires you to detach. It requires you to reevaluate. It requires you to come back to yourself. It requires you to think. Okay. Aquarius is a very mental, consciously mental sign. It is an air sign. It is a time where, yes, you can focus on friendships. Yes, because it also rules that, but you should probably think about detaching first. The energy with these cards is very like self-neglect, which who is surprised? Who is surprised? Y'all came out as a Queen of Pentacles in reverse, coming out of Capricorn season. That is a huge red flag, with the first card being the Ace of Pentacles. That is a huge red flag. All of this is a huge red flag. All of this is a huge red flag. There's things that you want, but there's those things you're not working towards. You're not putting in the focus. It's like everything is emotional. Everything is in here, but what are you doing about it? Like, it's great to want something. It's great. Like, that's great. But what are you doing about it? Where have you been putting all of your energy? How have you allowed people in your life to cross lines that didn't need to be crossed? This is why Aquarius rules that individuality in relation to the collective. This is a check-in, okay? Aquarius season is a check-in. It's like, all right, are you going to still tolerate this? Is this what we're doing? Is this what you're going to take? Are we just going to continue to do the same thing? Is this what it is? Is that logical? Does it make sense? Is it a make it make sense situation? Does it make sense for you to continue to allow, yourself to give, but then not give anything to yourself in return? For you to want, but then not put any effort towards it? When does it start make sense? Because Aquarius is it's an air sign. It's a very mental sign. It lives in the brain. Okay. It very much lives in the brain. It lives in the membranes. Okay. So when do you start seeing the action? Okay. Y'all missed an opportunity with Capricorn season to get a little bit more grounded towards the things that you want. And now Aquarius season, it's going to trigger some things. It's going to be a little bit chaotic, especially in some of the things that are active, like some of these relationships, some of the things that you guys are actively invested in that are just literally been draining y'all. This is why things like, Valentine's Day is going to be triggering to some of you, because you're not seeing any active change, because you're not making any active change. Okay. Saturnian energy and like even Aquarius energy requires action. Okay. Having 2 seasons go from that Saturn energy of time that is very much like like Saturn is that planet that will be like, okay, I mean, you have time. I gave you time. You're spending the time. What are you doing with that time? Okay. So you're upset about something. Okay. How much time have you been investing in that thing? What did you do? And then you go into Aquarius energy, which is very revolutionary, very much about the future. It's like, do you still want to continue to do this, or are you going to detach and take a step back and reevaluate? Are we still doing the same thing, or are we going to do things differently? These are the questions, okay? These are the questions that y'all need to answer for yourselves. Y'all need to answer for yourselves for this upcoming week, because the ancestors said what they said for a reason. There needs to be way more nourishment. Okay, that detachment is healing in its own way. You taking a step back and like ghosting people for a week because you need to focus on yourself, that is healing in its own way, and don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Yes, that is healing in its own way. And it is a necessary process. If you need to take time out, if you need to take a step away, if you need to like do it, there has been a lack of action. There's a lot of wanting. There's so much wanting. There's so much, I want it, Abby. Okay, that's awesome that you want it, but what steps have you put? What have you done to get there? It's a very Saturnian question because Saturn is all about time investment. You want results, you got to put in the time. Simple as that. Simple as that. You want to get paid, you got to clock in. To put it in the easiest way. That's Saturnian energy. You have this time. How are you using it? If you don't use it, you will not see results. Period. It's not complicated. Saturn is a very straightforward energy, and both through its manifestation through Capricorn and Aquarius, it's very to your face. Like, it's very straightforward for what it is. Like, even with the revolutions that Aquarius energy and season starts, it tells you what the revolution is. It's like, okay, this is why this needs to change. This is why. Okay. You may want something, but are you fighting for it? What are you doing to get it? Okay. Those are the questions. Those are the questions, by the way. It's really important to note that. To note that. Those are the questions. Those are the things that are going to come up through Aquarius season. Okay. That are going to be slightly triggering. That are going to feel like, oh man, and you can huff and puff all you want, but at the end of the day, it's about action. It's about action. You have this time. How are you using it, or how are you wasting it? And if you're wasting it, at least come to terms with yourself that you're not going to get what you want because you continue to be the reason why you're getting in your own way. Like, don't kick and scream to your ancestors like, oh my God, are you guys supposed to be helping with this? Okay, but what have you done? Your ancestors are not a drive-through McDonald's. I don't know who needed to hear that, but they're not your drive-through McDonald's. Okay, neither are your spirits, neither are your guides, neither. Okay, they are not drive-through McDonald's. They are actively there. Really? Really? I'm telling you, if you think that Aquarius season is not going to trigger the chaos that Uranus can, you are fooling yourself. It's either you're going to take control and you're going to trigger this and you're going to say, you know what? I have to do this for me, or it will be done for you. Aquarius season, because it rules the collective, it also stirs up like drama. So things can get resolved. So things can go from point A to point B. It will stir up shit just so things can get resolved. Like, do not underestimate Uranus energy. Do not underestimate Uranus energy because no. Obedience. Listen. There's different ways to work with planetary energy. And I said this today in a reading. You're either going to get rocked by the wave or you're going to ride the wave. You can ride the wave or you're going to get rocked by the wave. It's up to you which one you want to do, but that doesn't mean that the wave itself is not coming. The easiest way to explain astrological transits. You can work with it, work against it. Either way, it's happening. It's still going to happen. It's still going to happen. So there is this energy of reflection and also of things that we really should have closed the door a long time ago. But we have it. We have it. And so here we are, not only wasting time during Saturnian seasons, okay, which is like a big red flag of regret later. Just trust is Capricorn. Big red flag of regret later is wasting time during Saturnian seasons. Wasting time, period, honestly, but here we are. But there are things that right now just need to be closed. There is detachment that needs to be had. There is separations that need to happen. There is a coming to self. There's also a reason why we're getting this like this Leo energy, this mirroring Leo energy coming through, because we're getting this playful energy. There is this sense of coming back to our own pleasure, our own like ego, our own inner child, to really step back into that. I'm not surprised why this is coming up during Aquarius season, because it's opposite sign is Leo. There is a reason why they opposite each other, and they teach each other lessons in that way. Aquarius also needs to detach, to center themselves. That's why they focus on their individuality. That's why they focus on that evolution that needs to happen. It needs to happen. It needs to happen. Right now, I would focus on self-care. Okay. I would focus on making sure that I'm also prepared for what's coming for the next couple of weeks. And if I am trying to focus on some of these intentions, these larger goals that I have for myself, start making moves towards them. You can want things all that you want, but if you don't put in the time, then what is the point? What was the point? What was the reason? Don't make me go Cardi B in this life. Listen, what is the point? What is the point? What is the point of wanting something and knowing that something feels in alignment to you and then not putting any effort towards it? If you don't put in the effort, you're not going to get anything in return. Like, and that's on Saturn. Argue with your mama. That's that's on Saturn energy. That's on Saturn energy. I don't make the rules. I don't. I follow the rules. I recognize the rules. I'm ruled by the planet of rules, but no, I don't make the rules. I don't. New beginnings and a fresh start. How do you want this new beginning to take place? How exactly do you want it to, what is it that you want? If I were to tell you, hey, listen, road's open for you to do whatever it is that you want to do. What does that road look like for you? And why aren't you walking on the road? Like, y'all literally sat on the pit stop. Y'all sat on the side of the road and said, you know, I want to walk this road, but I'm going to just sit here and want it, but I'm not going to walk it. And then are mad that you're not getting anywhere on the road. It don't make sense. It don't make sense. But this is a time where you can literally sit here and explore your options. What are your options? What are your resources? What can you do? What can you do? This is also a great time to network, by the way. So a lot of the times you have the resources that you need. You're just not using them. Or you're not digging enough to find the answer that you need. Explore your options. Get out of this get out of this no movement zone. Like, the Two of Wands is meant to be a new, like, deciding on, thinking about heading into a new direction and headed into that new direction. Upside down, there is no movement. There is absolutely no movement. There's no movement. And why is there no movement? Because you sat on the side of the road and you were refusing to walk on the road. And the road is your life. But you still want things. You still want things from the road, but you're not doing anything. Detach from the situation. I can't make this shit up. Can't make this shit up. Bottom of the deck. It's time to leave an unhealthy situation. Like, you can't make this shit up. It's time to leave an unhealthy situation because you haven't accepted and you haven't realized how this whole entire thing has actively been so hurtful to your path. A waste of time. And also not in alignment with your spirit. So, what happens now, how you move forward, will make or break the regrets you have at the end of the year. If you have any. Okay? There's a reason why Capricorn season, December, like in December time, collectively everybody starts getting down on themselves. That's because that's that time check-in when Saturn comes a knocking. Like, dude, are you happy with how you spent your time this past year? Do you think you did everything that, you know? Do you think that you put your best foot forward? Did you waste your time? Did you waste it? Did you? And if you did, damn, you must feel really bad about wasting all this damn time. And then everybody gets collectively depressed. December. Because can't say Saturn ain't petty. Saturn is definitely petty. Saturn's like, okay, I gave you all this time. And you did what with it? You did what? You did what with it? And then you thought that was okay? And then all of a sudden you're judging yourself like 10 times harsher than you have been in like months. Oh, listen. I tell people all the time, if you want to avoid a midlife crisis, do what you're do. Follow the thing. Do the thing. Okay? Because if not, those Decembers are going to trigger that midlife crisis later down in life. Because it's going to be a whole collective regret from a collective period of your life when you're analyzing a longer period of time, not just 1 year, where you're like, oh man, I should have done that, or I should have said this, or blah, blah, blah. Like, no, it'll be like the collective time of the life that you have spent on this earth, and it will be like a monumental regret of like, damn, I should have done this, I should have done that. And it's just a complete beating yourself up fest. You want to avoid a midlife crisis, which is very much in Saturnian energy. Do what it is that you know you need to do. Set the goals, follow it. Take it from a Capricorn. This is how I know I'm never gonna have a midlife crisis, because I am naturally built to check myself the Saturnian ways throughout my whole entire life. So there's no reason for me to have one of those. No regrets. Hashtag no regrets. Hashtag no regrets. Hashtag no regrets. Because now I have a question. Are we surprised? Are we surprised that we're getting wishing well and solitude? Is it not the theme of the whole entire reading? You want a lot of things. Some of y'all actively need to detach. Okay. Y'all need to detach. There's a lot of wanting. Okay. There's a lot of wanting. There's a lot of wanting. But where's the work though? What are you doing? Are you ever going to eat the fruit if you never plant the fruit? Then that midlife crisis comes, and then you're gonna be like, damn, I had that whole entire space to grow fruit or to plant this tree, and now if I plant it now, I'm not gonna be able to enjoy it because it's gonna take forever to grow what I need. And then it's regret. Then it's regret. Then it's, man, I should have done that. Why didn't I do that? Damn, if I had a time machine. And then everybody wants a time machine. Everybody wants to navigate time differently. Again, take it from a Capricorn. Take it from a Capricorn. One of the things that we're really good at is wanting things. Okay? The thing is that we are very goal-oriented. We talk about this all the time. Because, you know, your girl's a Capricorn. So we talk about this all the time on the channel, especially during Capricorn season. I gotta remind y'all. we want things all the time. But Capricorns are cardinal signs. Right? We're cardinal signs. Cardinal signs are action-based, action-oriented. All 4 cardinal signs are constantly creating action about whatever the hell it is. Okay? Aries creates action around their journey because that's what Aries rules, the journey. Cancer creates action around their emotions because that's what they rule, their emotions, which is why they will be very bold with you about how they're feeling. And why their intuition is very like in the moment. Right? Libra creates action around relationships, how we connect, how we relate to each other. Emphasizing also the balance, the justice that needs to be had. Creating action towards that. Capricorn. Capricorn is the one that sets the lifetime goals. The bigger goals, the things that you work towards that take years and time of investment to actually succeed and achieve down the line. It's constantly working towards those goals. And then you get into Aquarius season, and Aquarius is a fixed sign. How is that expressed through that Saturnian energy? Well, Aquarius rules your individuality. You need to have a fixed ideal perception within yourself, within your individuality. You need to be grounded with yourself. You need to know what you are contributing, what it is that you're doing. There's a reason why Aquarius is the water bearer. It is pouring itself, its water, is its action, its connection to a larger pool. Okay? Aquarius is the one that contributes themselves to the larger consciousness of society. But it is fixed. It is a fixed sign. Fixed signs don't like to change, don't like to move. And it's ironic because, you know, Aquarius also rules the future, right? But they still have to evolve. That's still part of the evolutionary process, but this is a fixed sign. It likes comfortability. It likes knowing who it is. It likes knowing how it's evolving within himself. That is the whole point of Aquarius energy, is how we evolve, but also how we're grounded within our own individualities. How well do you know yourself? Okay? It's not just, it's not just one thing. It is you being comfortable with the evolution of you, of your spirit, of your soul in this world, so that when that moment comes, when you could have a midlife crisis, you are either in alignment with yourself and you don't have one of those, or you have to have one of those because your spirit, your individuality was not in alignment with the time that was invested in the things that you didn't do. There's a difference, okay? There's a difference and there's a purpose to each sign. And the way that energy is expressed, the way that you use it. So Aquarius is literally like a inner self check-in. It's like, hey, I'm gonna check in up here. I gotta check in up here with myself. I need to make sure that I'm still, I don't know. Am I feeling for a change? Am I feeling for something different? You're always gonna be feeling for a change. Unless you're like a Taurus. Sometimes it's gonna take Uranus being in Taurus for you to change. But you're always gonna be feeling for a change. There's something new or a shift. Whether it be as small as, you know what, you want to change your wardrobe, you're gonna want to rotate some clothes, you feel like doing a whole like style change, very Aquarius. Or whether it's literally you cutting off friends or getting rid of a relationship, or you like going to therapy, or you literally detaching for like a month because you just need to spend time with yourself. That's Aquarian energy. Aquarius energy is you checking in with your own individuality. So when you come back from your own detachment, from your own reflection, you can contribute properly to society in a meaningful way. So because we've been on this pause, because we've been off the road, we've been sitting on the side of the road, we haven't been doing the thing that we've been doing. Okay, we now need, and will be triggered, because the cards literally said it. Like, you may have not wanted to move, you may have wanted to stay like in this kind of like, you don't want to be saved, you don't want to be like cut off, you just want to like feel like you're stuck. Like, some of you actively want to stay in the stuck energy, and it's weird. Some of you have gotten way too comfortable being stuck. Okay? And it's weird. So what's going to happen now? The Five of Wands. It's either going to be the transits, it's going to be your spirits, it's going to be something, but it's the Five of Wands. It's going to be a fight or flight energy coming through, where you're going to have to like come out of this, oh, there's a bunch of swords around and I can't free myself, I can't come my way out of this, I have this blindfold on and I can't, there's nothing that I can do, Abby, there's nothing I can do. No, you about to take one of those days and you about to fight for your life. you about to fight for yourself. You about to, or you're going to be very, very depressed. The less time you spend giving to yourself, giving to the things that you know you need to be working on, the things that you know you need to put in time, because it's not going to be handed to you. It's not going to be handed to you. I cannot stress that enough, because some people think that it should just be handed to you. It's not going to be handed to you. That's not how Saturn works. That's never how Saturn is going to work. You have to put in the work for it. You have to. Even for your own individuality to change, you have to put in the work. You have to put in the time. You have to choose yourself to see those changes. Okay? And that was a weekly healing circle. Oh my God. That was a lot. Damn. That was a lot. But that was the weekly healing circle. That was all of the messages that Spirit had for y'all. That was a lot. That was a lot, and that was heavy. Anyway, I'm gonna be enjoying the hell out of like Aquarius season, because your girl's Venus is in Aquarius. So here I am doing what I love, right? Spending time with y'all, like channeling for Spirit for y'all. This is what I'm doing. But yeah, that was the weekly healing circle. That was a lot. Y'all go like take a shower, or go drink some tea, or go like, you know, take care of your spirit for the rest of the night, because Spirit said no, because Jennifer said, first of all, why do I feel like I've just been beat up? And I'm just looking at this card as I'm putting it away. Because that was the point of the reading. Y'all, you can't. Like I said, there's this ass whooping that Spirit is just like, it's happening. It's already happening. It's already happening. It's literally already happening. Anyway. Blame it on your ancestors. I don't know what you want me to tell you. I'm just channeling. That's what I'm doing. I'm doing my jobs. I am the Saturn Whisperer. I should just change my whole last name to the Saturn Whisperer for the lols. No, but seriously, y'all go take a spiritual bath, go cleanse your energies, reset. Some of y'all really need to like reset, like real badly, really, really badly. I will remind y'all that if anybody wants me to do a like personal readings or anything like that, my website will be linked down below. If you're on TikTok, my website is in the link in my bio. So yeah, definitely take advantage of the sale that I have going on, which is Valentine's 2023, for 22% off all of my services, which ends on Valentine's Day. So definitely take advantage of it if you need a reading, past life reading, astrology reading, all of the things that I do on my website. So yeah, anyway, I love you guys. I'm going to go ahead and post the video that I filmed. There's a reason why I was late for, because I was filming that video for you guys, which is the Jupiter and Taurus transit breakdown. I'm gonna go ahead and upload that so that you guys can get that tonight. Thank you guys for all the love and support. Abby's like, I'm just a messenger. My moon is a Gemini, y'all. Okay, when I tell you, it's the truth. My moon is a Gemini. So I am very much, I accepted that I was the messenger a long time ago. I just let it rock. I'm like, okay, Spirit, what do you need to say? What's popping? What's going on? What do you want to yell at them about? Like at this point, I'm very comfortable with my purpose, my purpose. Okay, my purpose. But yeah, I hope you guys had a really good this deck though. This deck, for those who are who want to know what this deck is, this is the Okana deck by Akamara Tarot, who is on Instagram. Listen, this deck, shadow work deck, amazing, but we'll read you to the filth. Really, really amazing. We only pull it out for special occasions. It was one of those things. For those who missed part of the live or want to see the beginning or whatnot, it will be available on my YouTube, so make sure you are subscribed. The link to my YouTube will be in my bio, so definitely make sure that you subscribe if you want to revisit it. All of the weekly healing circles are always there on my YouTube, because TikTok doesn't let you save lives and stuff like that. So if you want to revisit it, make sure that you go on YouTube. Make sure that you're subscribed. Oh my God! Hello from Brazil. Hello, Eduardo. I hope you're doing well in Brazil. Anyway, I love you guys so much. I will see y'all in the next one. Stay tuned for the videos and all of the things to come. There's a lot of things to come. Stay safe. Okay. Bye. Bye.